beginning to boil. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Hey, Ryan Murphy here from GuitarLessonsWithRyan.com. I have an awesome tune for you today by Jimmy Buffett called Margaritaville, and we're going to start off with the intro part, and I'll give you all the chords and the form for the entire song. Okay, so before we get into the introduction for the song, let me just give you the chords that are used in the entire song. So we have a D chord, and that's open on the 4th string, first finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. That's D major. And then we also have an A major. And this one is open on the 5th string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 3rd finger squeezed in there on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and we also have the open 1st string as well. And next we have a G chord. So we have 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, 1st finger here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, then we have open 4th string, open 3rd string, open 2nd string, and finally the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So those are the 3 main chords. We have a D, A, G, and we also have a D7 chord. So that's like going from a D to a D7 quite often in the song. So now a D7 is open 4th string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Let's see, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string right here. And then we also have the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So that's a D7. All right, so let's put this all together with an introduction. Now the underlying chord progression for the intro part, that part that goes... So we have a D chord as the first chord for the song. So I go bum 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 to a G chord, bum bum bum, A chord, bum bum ba da bum, 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, and let me give you the strum pattern I'd recommend for this one. It would be a down, down, up, up, down, up. Okay, so let me play a little slower. Down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. All right, so the introduction part, this part, uses the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string, 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and we play that 3 times. Before we go down 2 frets, so now the 3rd finger would be on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. We play that once before going back up to the 5th and 7th frets. So let me play that part again. And both fingers can remain in contact with the strings. In fact, you could just slide down and just make sure you're picking each note like that. We're going to play that part twice. It'll be... Before we move up to the 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the 1st string, and we play that part 3 times before we move down to the 5 and 7 again, and then the 3 and 5, and then we just land on a D chord. So the whole part sounds like this. Now, I want to also note that your third finger remains in contact with the second string the entire time. So make sure that you don't lift your third finger off the second string. I do also want to note that the strum pattern, or the picking pattern for this, doesn't have to be all downstrokes. In fact, when I play it, I use upstrokes quite often. I go down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. And the D chord actually comes in on the and of 4. So you're going to be doing that on an upstroke technically. If you're having trouble with that, you could always put it in on beat 1. So it would sound like this then. I hear a lot of people play it that way, but that's actually incorrect. You want to have it on the and of 4 if possible, but like I said, if you're having trouble, just put it in on beat 1, no worries. And then we have 2 bars of the D chord, so we go 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and this is where the first verse comes in, the nibbling on sponge cake. All right, now the verse part has the exact same strum pattern we talked about for the introduction, the down, down, up, down, up, and it's put together with 2 chords, the D chord and the A chord going back and forth. We have 2 sections of 8 bars each. The first section has 6 bars of the D, 2 bars of the A, and then the next section has 6 bars of the A, 2 bars of the D, before we move on to the chorus part. So the easiest way is just kind of link the chords up with different words. So we're starting on the D, the nibbling on sponge cake, and we keep strumming the D chord until we hit the word oil. And that's where we switch to the A chord. Now from there we just keep strumming the A chord, strumming my 6th string, and we keep continuing on the A chord until we get to the word boil. All right. But if you're having trouble linking it up, you can just remember 6 bars of the D, 2 bars of the A, and then 6 bars of the A, 2 bars of the D. You can kind of map it out that way. So either way will work. I tend to go with linking up the chords with the lyrics. So let me just run through the first verse, and you can follow along. I'll go very slowly. So we're starting on the D. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered with oil. There's your A chord. Strumming my 6th string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Back to D, and now we go to a D7 right here. And this will take us into the chorus part. Okay, so the chorus part is made up of a G, A, D, D7. So it's all 4 chords that we talked about. We're going to start on the G, and we have that for 4 beats. A chord for 4 beats. D chord for 4 beats, and then D7 for 4 beats. All right, now the strum pattern is going to be the down, down, up, down, up. All right, so let me just run through the chorus. It'll be wasted away again in Margaritaville. D7. Searching for my lost shaker of salt. D7, back to G. Some people claim that there's a... Now right here, on the woman to blame part, we play the D for 2 beats, the A for 2 beats, and then we just start strumming back on the G chord. So it sounds like this. Woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Back to D. And we play play that for 2 bars before we go to the next verse. All right, so now that we know the verse part and the chorus part, the rest of the song is really easy because all we do is repeat all those sections again. There's some variation I'll go over just in a second, but let me just run through the rest of the song so you know how to play everything from here on out. Okay, so we're going to go back to the verse part. So this is the second verse. So we're starting on the D chord, and remember it's 6 bars of D, 2 bars of A, and then 6 bars of A, 2 bars of D. And then we go to the next chorus. So it'll be, don't know the reason, stayed here all season, nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. But it's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. How it got here, I haven't a clue. D7. Now we're going to the chorus. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of song. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. Now I think, hell, it could be my fault. All right, now we're at the instrumental part, and this takes half of the verse and half of the chorus and puts them together. So we have 6 bars of the D, 2 bars of the A, and then we're at basically the part that some people claim that there's a woman to blame, that part through the end of the chorus. All right, so let me just run through the instrumental part. So we have a D, 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 and then we go to an A for 2 bars, A, and now we go to a G for 1 bar, A for 1 bar, and then we go D, A, and then we go G, 2, 3, 4. So it's important to note that we hold this D for 2 beats, the A for 2 beats, and then we hold out the G for 4 beats. So do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go back to the A, 2 bars on that, and we go to the D, and there's 2 bars on that. And now we're at verse number 3. So here it goes. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top, cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and soon it will render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. D7. Now we're at the chorus part. This is the final chorus. It's a little different than the other choruses in that it's extended a little bit. So it still starts off with the wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of song. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Yes, and so right here we extend the chorus. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I know it's my own damn fault. D, G, A, and then D, A, D. Okay, so for the final part, that D, G, A, D, that part we can also play the introduction part again. end on a D. So that's up to you. You can play the intro part at the end, or you can play the D for 4 beats, G for 4 beats, A for 4 beats, and then the final bar you can play a D for 1 beat, A for 1 beat, and then D and hold it out. So it's really up to you how you want to end that, but you want to end on a D nonetheless. Okay, so that's all there is to it for that song. Be sure to check out my website at www.guitarlessonswithryan.com for more song lessons. All right, well, have fun, and I'll see you next time.